Good evening and thank you for joining us for our coverage of the first of two matches in the Vodafone series as Scotland take on Wales and Fiji over the next 2 weeks at Hive Stadium in Edinburgh. First up, it's Wales as both teams start their build-up to WXV2 in South Africa later this month. Well, the two nations have met on 37 occasions, with Scotland winning 16 of those encounters and Wales 21. The teams met most recently at Cardiff Arms Park in the first weekend of this year's Six Nations, with Scotland winning by 20 points to 18, their first win against Wales since 2021, and their 7th consecutive victory in a run of results which saw them rise to 6th in the world rankings, 2 ahead of tonight's opponents, before that run was ended with home defeats against France and England. Well, Wales struggled their way through the Six Nations, picking up just the one win against Italy, but crucially they beat Spain 52-20 in June to secure their place in WXV2 alongside Scotland. And they've brought a young team north, but Hive Stadium holds no fears for Wales, having triumphed here in the 2023 Six Nations, and a win for the visitors would see them leapfrog Scotland and climb to 6th in the world rankings. Well, the history books would suggest a tight game tonight. 7 of the last 9 meetings between Scotland and Wales decided by 7 points or fewer. Alongside me in commentary this evening, delighted to be joined by former Scotland winger Lee Jones.
Yeah, firstly, Bruce, it's great to see these autumn fixtures going ahead, and it's an important opportunity for both sides ahead of preparing towards the WXV2 competitions, and then obviously leading into a World Cup in 2025. Even at this stage, I think for both coaches and players, these are important fixtures. Coaches building obviously longer term plans, but players competing for positions. So these matches will be, it's important build up into those competitions, and as much as they can be billed as friendlies, I'm sure it'll be very competitive given the last few matches we've seen between the two teams.
Yes, and difficult to predict. Wales have played more recently, that game in June where they defeated Spain, a game they needed to win to qualify for WXV2. But they've made 9 changes to that team. As I said in the intro, they've brought a very young team north just to give them some experience. Scotland, this is their first outing since the Six Nations, which is quite a way back. So I imagine both teams might have a little bit of rust to blow off in the first half. Yeah,
there's a bit of contrast there. Johan Cunningham talked about he wants to expose more players to Test rugby, so as you say, 9 changes, so it's an opportunity for him to cast eye on more players. From a Scotland point of view, yep, they've not played since the Six Nations there in April, so they'll have enjoyed a summer off. I know they've had 4 weeks of what you could say a mini pre-season coming into this, a week off and then into Test week. The Welsh girls, I'm sure, will have had a bit of time off as well, and then there's also always that kind of mini pre-season where it's an opportunity to make gains, but you've also got an eye on those matches upcoming. So they'll have been training hard over the last wee while, and it's a chance to put into practice what they've been working on and start to build towards those competitions.
Well, the stands at Hive Stadium starting to fill up. No animosity between the two sets of supporters sitting shoulder to shoulder there, and a rather foggy evening in Edinburgh. Artificial pitch, of course, at the Hive Stadium, a wonderful surface to play on, and we can expect a fast game as well, just with that surface. The teams in the tunnel ready to come out, and perhaps just take a chance to look through the two sides. So the home side, experienced starting lineup with 465 Test caps between them, and Lana Skeldon at hooker has 69 of those, and Christine Belisle and Leah Bartlett either side of her this evening in the front row. In the second row, Fee McIntosh, partner Sarah Bonner, and in the back row, Alex Stewart of Carstorphine Cougars, the only Scottish-based player in the squad, joins Evie Gallagher and the captain Rachel Malcolm, two players who have featured in all of Scotland's games so far this year, played all 400 minutes of the Guinness Women's Six Nations 2024, as did Helen Nelson and Emma Orr. And at half-back, Mary McDonald gets her first start of the year alongside the vice-captain Nelson. The two Bristol Bears centres, Meryl Smith and Emma Orr, combine in the midfield, and the vastly experienced Chloe Rowley is at fullback with the pace of Francesca McGee and Corinne Grant on the wings. Well, Scotland have gone for a 6-2 split on the bench. Experience with Louise McMillan and Jade Conkle returning from injury, and the two Scottish replacement backs will both make their debut, Leah Brebner-Holden and Lucia Scott, as the teams come out. Wales led by Alicia Butchers, who will win her 50th cap when she appears off the bench. Scotland in their usual blue strips. Wales wearing their new change strip tonight, wearing white. They'll wear the new red strip next. Well, it's in a fortnight, in fact, when they play Australia at Rodney Parade. And we'll bring you the Welsh team just shortly, but for now the teams line up for the national anthems. Well, the crowd in good voice inside Hive Stadium in Edinburgh. Let's now look at the Welsh side. And Cecilia Tuipulotu, who scored against Scotland in the Six Nations, anchors the scrum in the front row alongside Gwenthleanne Purse and Molly Reardon. Gwen Crabb returns from injury to partner Natalia John in the second row. And Gwenanne Hopkins makes her first start for Wales in the back row beside Bethan Lewis and Kate Williams. Plenty experience at halfback. Ciara Bevan captains Wales for the first time, and she's alongside Robin Wilkins. Karen Lake and Meg Webb partner up in the midfield. And in the back three, Jenny Hesketh and Catherine Richards are joined by 3 times Olympian Jasmine Joyce as she returns to 15s after representing GB Sevens in Paris. 3 players on the bench set to make their debut: Rosie Carr, Maisie Davis and Alau Purse. And as we mentioned earlier, look out for Alicia Butchers winning her 50th cap from the bench. The referee this evening, Aurélie Guazelot, former French international from Maron in the southwest of France, close to La Rochelle, assisted by another Frenchwoman, Melissa Leboeuf. Maria Heitor of Portugal on the other touchline. A television match official this evening, Dan Jones. And it's Meryl Smith who gets the match underway with a long kick into the Wales 22. That's a strong carry as Christine Belisle makes the tackle. Wales making good ground from the kick-off. And Gwenthleanne Purse, it's her first touch of the ball. As Ciara Bevan, the captain, rolls the ball back through the legs and sends that ball high over the top of the breakdown. Plenty of time at the back for Chloe Rowley to come forward. And Mary McDonald, it's a loose pass, but no harm down, and out it goes to left touchline. Francesca McGee, wearing the number 11 jersey this evening, tidies up for Scotland. Ellen Nelson just with a skip pass out into the midfield and finds some space. The carry by Lana Skeldon, the hooker. Scotland playing with pace here up over the Welsh 10-metre line. In goes Mary McDonald again, and out to Nelson. And the same pass once more, out to the same player, shut down this time by the Welsh defence. Nelson and Smith. Chloe Rowley goes on one of those weaving runs straight into one of the Welsh defenders. Quick ball again though for Mary McDonald. Scotland still on that Welsh 10-metre line. Slower this time for McDonald. Down they go the right-hand side. There could be space. Loose pass, but still no knock on.
Knock on white advantage.
Chloe Rowley involved in the action for the 3rd time. The referee indicating a knock on by Wales, so playing an advantage here. Scotland going back. Sarah Bonner has to tidy up just on her own side of halfway. Mary McDonald calling in players to set up the Caterpillar.
Stay back.
She will go to the Edinburgh Skies.
Advantage over.
The referee indicating advantage over. It's taken by Wales as Fee McIntosh goes in to try and turn that into a maul. So Wales now on their own 10-metre line. Happy to keep ball in hand. Tackle by Alex Stewart.
Knock on.
It forces the mistake from Wales. Knock on, and we'll have our first scrum of the match.
Yeah, it's been a bright start so far, isn't it? Real intent to play from Scotland. It's been scrappy at times, but Alex Stewart with the tackle there. She had a tremendous Six Nations coming off the back of that. Joint top tackler in that competition, so she had a real good debut tournament, and she makes her mark early on in this one as well.
It's really stood out for Edinburgh in the Celtic Challenge tournament and was rewarded with the first Scotland cap against Wales in the Six Nations, a game which Scotland won narrowly by 2 points. Great introduction to international rugby for the Christopher Cougars open side flanker. Solid scrum out it comes to Nelson. Meryl Smith takes the ball to the line and feeds Emma Orr, her centre partner. The 2 Bristol Bears combining. Nelson to Stewart. The Welsh defence read that one and drive the flanker back. Side entry at the breakdown. The penalty goes the way of Scotland.
Side entry.
Yeah, Scotland playing very flat to the gain line, which Welsh defence standing their ground, but Early penalty, it's an early chance for Scotland to go to touch. Go to the set piece.
Great attacking position here for Scotland. Lana Skeldon, the hooker. Product of High School, made her debut back in 2011, scored 16 tries from hooker. And the ball will be fed back into the hands of Lana Skeldon here, looking for her 17th as Mary McDonald urges them forward, but forced to play away by the referee. Out the back to Nelson, couldn't quite get the pass away, but it's been snapped up by Francesca McGee. Heads across field, back in, taken down in the 22. Another loud blast on the whistle by the referee. No release this time. Mary McDonald threatens to go quickly. I suspect Scotland will just calm things down and go back to the corner.
Yeah, again, Scotland playing pretty flat to the line. It was a really good line out ball, tail the line out. Perfect position. But the Welsh defence just holding their ground. They managed to force the sort of scrappiness with the knock on. Scotland managed to hold on to it. Wales competing hard at breakdown.
The ball shifted to the front. Lana Skeldon on hand. The hooker over the try line. The referee having a very close look. She'll have to consult with her assistant on this side. The ball adjudged to have been held up, so a goal line dropout, but Lana Skeldon going very close. You can see, look at it here, just Scotland changing their attack. Wales expecting the drive, the ball dropped down the front and very close to the first try of the match.
Yeah, Evie Gallagher does really well just to slip that ball to Lana Skeldon. Unfortunately, it's been deemed held up, but Scotland will get a chance to counter.
Helen Nelson, the vice-captain, weaving her way back into the 22. Lana Skeldon acting as scrum half. To our loose head prop, Leah Bartlett, who's driven forward another 3 or 4 metres. Strong play here by the Scottish pack. Welsh defence holding firm for now. Mary McDonald out to Meryl Smith. Nelson again. And Scotland again going very close through Emma Orr, the outside centre. 2 or 3 metres short. That's been stolen though by Wales. And it's a foot race now. Can Chloe Rowley get back? Well, she does well. The Scotland fullback forces the kick, which goes out on the full. And that was Ciara Bevan, the Welsh captain, who snapped up the ball as Scotland threatened to score the first try of the match. Another look at it here. Didn't quite have the pace to escape the clutches of Chloe Rowley. But Wales survive when it looked almost certain that Scotland would score.
Yeah, Scotland with some really good pressure. Helen Nelson held it up at the line and Emma Orr goes close, but well turned over by Ciara Bevan.
Well, Scotland will have to build once more from their own half. Using the forwards, Mary McDonald. Now Nelson with that lovely long pass, and Francesca McGee finds herself in space. Ball back inside to Chloe Rowley, who arcs in field. And the Welsh defence surround her. Eventually dragged down 10 metres short. McDonald goes to the right. And Skeldon with the carry. Scotland again on the attack. Christine Belial this time. The tight head prop. Slow ball here. The troops massing for Scotland pick and go. Rachel Malcolm, the captain, involved. Fee McIntosh in there with the number 4 jersey on.
Knock on advantage.
The ball goes loose. Alex Stewart can't quite pick it up. It's been knocked on by Wales. Mary McDonald has a little dart.
We have knock on.
No advantage accruing. The ball knocked on by Wales.
Scrum blue.
She hit it with one hand. Can we check it? As in, there was no attempt to get two hands on ball.
For me, she's
Just in terms of where we are on the pitch.
it's on tackle for me, so it's just scrum. It's knock on in the tackle.
Yeah, Rachel Malcolm just making the point there. Was there potentially a knock on from the Wales player?
Yeah.
Well, Wales defending resolutely at the last gasp because Scotland had broke down that left hand side. They've got them under real pressure, but just the Welsh ability to make it scrappy at the breakdown is Scotland's downfall at the moment. But again, they hold on to possession with midfield scrum, and they'll be Some great attacking options here if the scrum can hold steady from a Scottish point of view.
First here, and move.
Rachel Malcolm in your shot there with the number 6 jersey on. Loughborough Lightning player on her 48th cap this evening. Options both ways for Scotland, who have gone close on a couple of occasions. Picked up at the base by Evie Gallagher. Drives forward over the 5. Quick ball for McDonald. Stuart McDonald again. And spinning out of contact. Christine Belisle. In fact, it's Evie Gallagher who's got back to her feet, having picked up from the base of the scrum. It all came from the drive by the number 8. 2 or 3 phases later, Scotland spinning over the goal line. You can see the drive there of Gallagher. And then 2 quick phases as the captain, Rachel Malcolm, carried again. And then it was Gallagher just coming round the corner, spinning out of contact. The sparing tackle by Gwen Crabb, and Scotland do go over for the first try of the match.
Yeah, Scotland making their possession count into points now. And it was Evie Gallagher off the base who carried. She got good width on the initial carry, and then Rachel Malcolm does so well to make ground but present that ball so quickly. Mary McDonald's able to pick and to feed Evie Gallagher. Again, she manages to spin out the tackle. She had a lot to do with that score for Scotland.
A conversion attempt by Helen Nelson just fades across the uprights. As I said, Scotland had gone close on 2 occasions, but that's a powerful carry by the number 8.
Yeah, just the ability to beat that tackler and spin away. It's a good tactic, but it's the speed of ball that hurts Wales, because it's tough to fold round the corner when the ball's so quick, and that carry from Rachel Malcolm set up that field position really well for Scotland.
And from the restart, Scotland just thump that out into touch over on the far side, just short of halfway. A good clearing kick.
Yeah, and important after a score, as the coaches will often say, it doesn't count until you've exited from your restart. So good exit from Scotland.
Wales now look to reply. Haven't had much attacking ball so far. Cecilia Tuipulotu. Gwen Crabb. The second row, Wales now on Scotland's 10-metre line. Slow ball. A bit of confusion there. Eventually put boot to ball, trying to find space in behind, and the chase by Catherine Richards. Made her debut against France in this year's Six Nations. And just rolls into touch inside the Scotland 22.
Yeah, Wales looking indecisive there in the middle of the field, but it created a bit of space in the backfield, and it was good heads-up rugby to put that ball through, because Chloe Rowley had closed on the edge. There was a bit of space in behind. Scotland have an opportunity to try and get out of their 22.
Alana scaled and accurate with the long throw to Fee McIntosh at the tail of the Scottish line-out. And back to Nelson. Gives that an almighty thump, stays in field, taken by her opposite number, Robin Wilkins. Jenny Hesketh looking for space, closed down quickly by the Scottish defence. And there could be space and numbers across to the Welsh left-hand side. As away goes Karen Lake, an experienced Gloucester Hartbury player, her 51st cap tonight. Ciara Bevan feeds Gwenanne Hopkins. Right into the midfield is Natalia John. Crashes into contact. In behind again to Catherine Richards. Looks for space, held up by Emma Orr. Scotland outside centre is a wonderful defender. Ball comes loose, snapped up by Wales though, so still in possession. About 12 metres or so out, looking for the quick reply. That Evie Gallagher try for Scotland
Backward.
can't be taken cleanly, but the referee says the ball went back. Still with Wales. Ball whipped out from Ciara Bevan to Robin Wilkins.
Knock on.
It couldn't be taken cleanly by her half-back partner. Ball knocked on.
Knock on.
An opportunity lost.
Yeah, some more meaningful possession for Wales, and it came from the counter-attack. They found some space where it often is on the width. Jasmine Joyce injected a bit of pace into the line. Scotland looked short, and then The Welsh looked to find some gaps in that Scottish defence. Emma Horde did well to try and hold up a tackle in there. Ball came loose. But Wales managing to string together some possession. Probably the first time in the first 13 minutes of this match.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Pressure coming on from the Welsh scrum, so Evie Gallagher picks up, feeds her scrum half.
Outside!
Right to Corinne Grant on the right wing. And back into the forward, just trying to set up a better angle for the kick. Annie McDonald back to Helen Nelson. Doesn't have the best of angles, finds her touch, but just outside the 22.
Stim on your threads, on your work. Say that again, sorry. Yeah.
Evie Gallagher at the moment just doing really well to get away from that scrum. Shift the point of attack. It's been a strong platform for Scotland so far at the base, and she's just able to pick and get down that short side. The short clearance will give Wales an opportunity to line out.
Yeah. Inside, please.
Molly Reardon, Cardiff Met hooker. A safe ball to the front, and fed back to Ciara Bevan. Gwen-Anne Hopkins, prominent in her first start for her country. Taken down by Fee McIntosh, referee playing an advantage. McIntosh not rolling away. A quick tap by the captain Bevan, and she's off. Heads towards the posts, dragged down just 2 or 3 metres short. The presence of mind to release the ball, get back to her feet. Then the hooker, Molly Reardon, and there's numbers out here too. The right hand side, Meg Webb dives over for Wales. And they do get their reply. It came from the dart by Ciara Bevan into the 22. The Scottish defence managing to bring down the captain just short. You see the break by the scrum half there. But the ball back quickly. Molly Reardon realised the numbers were across to the right. And the pass by Robin Wilkins to the outside centre, Meg Webb. And it's all square at Hive Stadium.
Yeah, it's brilliant play. Ciara Bevan, it's a big night for her, first night. Captain in her country, she's got a lot of experience, but it's a special night for her, and she's leading from the front on that occasion. Just takes the quick tap. She knew the penalty was coming, took the opportunity, but then it was a strong tackle from Corinne Grant in the backfield, but Bevan's presence of mind just to release the ball and able to pick up again allowed her teammates to buy an extra bit of time, which then allows Webb to go over. It was a numbers game after that, and Webb goes in virtually unopposed to get Wales on the board.
Ciara Bevan accurate with the conversion. She kicked 2 penalties against Scotland in the Six Nations, and that just nudges the visitors into the lead. You see another look at the try there from Meg Webb, the Bristol Bears centre.
Great hands from Jenny Hesketh as well, just in the lead up there to flick it on. The defence was coming hard from Scotland, but she manages to put it in front of Meg Webb to go over.
10 metres.
One of the new laws there where players can call a mark from a restart. That's a good kick. Once again from the 22, takes play back into the Scottish half.
Yeah, that's a great clearance. Being able to take that mark probably just gives players a little bit more time to get set and kick. Wales managed to get up into the Scotland half.
The overthrow by Skeldon's been snapped up by Wales. And the visitors with their tails up now. A strong carry by Natalia John, but then driven back by 2 Scottish tacklers. Again, Wales go in behind the forwards, look to get the ball to space, and Catherine Richards sends that ball down the touchline. Didn't have much room to play with. Managed to land her kick in the field of play as well, the right wing. Bounces into touch just outside the Scotland 22, and Lana Skeldon will have to be more accurate with her throw.
Yeah, Richards does well to keep that in. The Scottish defence was coming hard, led by Emma Orr. Francesca McGee having to follow as well, which created a bit of space on the edge, but Richards did well to get her kick away.
Again, a bit untidy by Scotland, but it does come back on their side. Right to the captain, Rachel Malcolm. Mary McDonald sends it back to Helen Nelson, who's under a fair bit of pressure as she got that kick away. Doesn't get it out of the 22.
Yeah, Ciara Bevan on the short side there, just applying real pressure to Helen Nelson on the clearance. Which earns her team. Ciara Bevan a line out inside the 22.
Again, front ball for Molly Reardon.
Obstruction.
However,
Number 4.
the referee indicating obstruction by Natalia John. So Scotland survive, but Wales very much growing into this game.
Yeah, it's been competitive so far from both sides. And as I said at the top of the programme, it's an opportunity for both coaches and players. You know, they'll be looking ahead to the WX V2 and on to the World Cup, but at the same time it's one game at a time. It's an opportunity to look at these players, competition for places on both sides.
Well, again, Scotland going long off the top and quickly out into the midfield. The centres combine, and again Smith to Orr, back to Smith, and fights her way up towards halfway. An untidy pass by Mary McDonald, but it's been picked up. And away goes Emma Orr, gets those long legs striding over the Welsh 10-metre line. McDonald back to Nelson. Christine Belial clattering into contact, looking for space out in the right hand side, and Scotland now up onto the fringes of the Welsh 22. Back it comes to Leah Bartlett, the tip pass, huge tackle, a solid Welsh defence. Fee McIntosh throws her body into tacklers. Nelson again, Emma Orr out to Alex Stewart, crunched between another 2 Welsh tacklers. Mary McDonald thought she saw a hint of space around the side of the breakdown. That was closed down quickly. Alex Stewart comes in to act as scrum half. Another tip pass and a good line by the Scottish runners. Just not quite accurate enough with the clear out. Holding on in the deck. Penalty Wales.
Yeah, Scotland building some real tempo into their game there. Some nice interplay, short passes, and then playing with tempo to the width. Mary McDonald doing a good job of getting that ball away at ruck time, but Wales come in. I think it's Kate Williams hard over the ball there. Ciara Bevan again was being a nuisance at ruck time. She's been instrumental from a Welsh point of view so far.
On a mark. And you, what are your mark? Please, stay back. Stay on the line. Inside. White, inside.
That's a nice short passing into play between the Scottish forwards and backs. Emma Orr, always dangerous with hands and ball. Excellent defender as well. But here come Wales. Weird and accurate again at the line out. Scotland trying to make a nuisance of themselves at the breakdown. Wales looking for space just in that inside defence, but shut down by Scotland.
No hands.
Been a fair scrap at the breakdown so far. Scotland feel they can win this one back. And the referee rewards Scotland for their efforts. Say they're the side going forward, and they will get the scrum feed.
Yeah, Wales go to a set play. It looked like a set play. They'd reset down the short side pretty sharp, and to be honest, I don't think Scotland had covered it. Wales then went almost bluffed and went back to the inside, almost where Scotland were strong, which meant there was a real fight at the breakdown. The opportunity to counter ruck earned Scotland the scrum, but I think, you know, it's easy looking from here, but looking at that picture, I think Wales had created a bit of space on that short side with the quick reset, and maybe something they'll look at. But for now, it's to Scotland possession.
Bind! Set!
Quick pick by Evie Gallagher, and again finds space, goes straight through the Welsh defence, gallops into the 22. Barnstorming run by the Scotland number 8, Meryl Smith. Out to Emma Orr, pushing off tacklers, looks inside, finds Corinne Grant. Scotland 7 metres out, again going down that right hand side. The captain Rachel Malcolm tries to find Emma Orr. The former bigger player can't quite snap up possession.
Done.
Scotland again linking well.
Linking well, all comes from the pace off the scrum again. Evie Gallagher, she's doing so well to get that ball away from source, and she manages to find a bit of space for herself on that occasion. Gets right into the heart of the Welsh defence, and then Scotland with a bit of interplay down that far side. Emma Orr back into Corinne Grant, who'd come off her wing, come in underneath, but Wales are scrambling hard in defence.
Scrum. So she's gone with just one hand, so there's never a chance she's catching that. So how can it not be a pin? Sorry. So she's gone with one hand, so there's never a chance she's going to catch that. So how is it only a knock on?
I understand your view, so I have
where we are on the
different.
pitch.
No, for me, I have different view for that. So it's scrum. Scrum.
And that's the second time Rachel Malcolm's made that argument, and it's a fair argument as well, and she's just pointing out that, you know, where they are on the pitch, it's an important position on the pitch for Scotland, you know, potential try scoring opportunities. Jasmine Joyce there, she does reach a hand out. To be fair, I think there's an opportunity she can catch that. I understand she goes with one hand in the midst of other attackers as well, but yeah, it's a fair point from Rachel Malcolm, and she's doing well to be in the ear of the referee, and something that will definitely be on her mind now.
Still a great attacking position here for Scotland. Pressure again comes on from the scrum, so shifted away quickly. Rachel Malcolm helped by Evie Gallagher. And again, Scotland looking for tight spaces round the side of the breakdown through Leah Bartlett, and then the flat pass to Chloe Rowley, almost through. Welsh defence scrambling to reorganise. Fee McIntosh, the second row, plucks the ball from the air. But once again, the support just too slow for Scotland, and Wales in with the hands and win themselves a penalty.
Yeah, it's Kate Williams again for Wales. Just opportunity, defender falls at the feet, and she's so strong over the ball. 2 turnovers in the space of 5 minutes for Kate Williams. And I think Scotland just not quite resourcing the ruck ball well enough at the moment, which has given Wales that window to compete hard, which they are. You know, at worst they're making it scrappy for Scotland, at best they're earning turnovers, so something I think for Scotland to look at is just resourcing that ruck ball. They're obviously trying to play with tempo, so it's difficult, but getting support to that ball carrier is really important. It's something I'm sure the Scottish coaches will be picking up on heading towards half time.
Break in play here for some water. Well earned. It's been fairly frantic at times. The referee Orly Wazalo indicates time is back on. This is her 8th time refereeing Scotland, 2nd time at Hive Stadium. 3rd time for Wales. They lost their first 2 tests with Wazalo as referee, but that ended that 52-20 win against Spain, which saw them qualify for WXV2. And from the line out, Molly Reardon, Cardiff Met hooker, in control at the back. She breaks away, grabbed by Mary McDonald, Scotland scrum half, and then has a go at the breakdown. And Wales setting up for the kick through the captain, Ciara Bevan. Bristol Bears scrum half Just too far, but taken it the second time of asking by Francesca McGee, the Leicester Tigers winger. And Nelson, there could be space out wide for Scotland here. Chloe Rowley accelerates onto the pass. Almost through the tackle, but takes play to the Wales 10-metre line. Referee playing advantage here to Scotland. Chloe Rowley looks dangerous every time she gets hands on ball.
Yeah, there was a lot of space on that edge, wasn't there? Meg Webb was doing her best to try and cover. She had a lot of space to cover on that left-hand side, but Scotland doing well to get in there. And Chloe Rowley was so flat on ball, with pace as well. Real injection of pace, which got Scotland onto the front foot.
Rowley has scored 20 tries in her 65 appearances for Scotland. Started out many years ago. Jed Forrest Minis. A throw by Lana Skeldon. It's been taken down by Bethan Lewis legally. So Scotland will have to play away. Manny McDonald not happy. The referee having none of it. Now she goes down the right-hand side. The space shut down quickly by the Welsh defence. So Skeldon again has to act as scrum half, as Leah Bartlett tries to drive her captain, Rachel Malcolm, through contact. Edie Gallagher again with a powerful carry into the 22. McDonald to Alex Stewart, coming round the corner at pace. Another inside ball to Christine Belial. Scotland keeping the Welsh defence guessing. Or Meryl Smith, in fact, tries to get the hands free and find Helen Nelson. Early tackle, so Scotland awarded the penalty. The Welsh defence doing well to keep Scotland out.
Yeah, it's a similar story. Scotland knew they had the penalty advantage, so they can afford to force it a bit there. But yeah, Wales scrambling really well. They're just applying real pressure to any Scottish play at that defensive line, and Scotland, you know, are playing right at the line on top of Wales, which means that everything has to be spot on.
Tackle without a ball.
Okay, we thought she was a genuine option and she just misses the ball, she overruns it.
Yeah, but
what, are we just meant to leave her and then let her score, or do you know what I mean?
yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
But for me, it's impossible for the player to catch the ball because your player catch her before. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry, we just thought she overrun it, so we just don't want to run the rest of the time, yeah? Okay, thank you.
Both captains getting in the ear of the referee. Some treatment to the Welsh tight head prop, Cecilia Tuipoloto. She has rugby in her DNA, cousin of British Lion Talupi Faletau, and a relative of Scotland centre Sione Tuipolotu, and also the Vunipola brothers, Billy and Mako, and her father Sione played for Tonga. Scored against Scotland in the Six Nations, but certainly from rugby stock.
Some good stock there, some good genetics, I'm sure.
Time on.
And what can Scotland make of this opportunity, trailing by 2 points? The difference, Akira Bevan conversion, a try apiece. Ball fed back into the hands of Lana Skeldon. Repelled by the Welsh defence, and Scotland have to play away. It goes to Meryl Smith, tries to twist her way over the try line, the inside centre. The referee is on the spot, the ball held up. Another goal line dropout. But Meryl Smith showing her strength.
Yeah, that was a sharp call by the referee. Meryl Smith, great ball player, good kicking game, but she's showing real strength in the centre. And yeah, I think it's right. It was held up. Tremendous defence. I think it's Robin Wilkins in there.
Gwen Ann Hopkins, the number 8, coming across as well. Gets herself under the ball, denies Meryl Smith the try. But here come Scotland again, back into the 22. McDonald out to Lana Skeldon. Nelson this time tries to jink her way through. Welsh defence has looked well organised. conceded that try 10 minutes into the game. Edie Gallagher, the number 8, needing all her power to go over, and here she comes again. The Scottish number 8 has been exceptional in this first half, and just forces the Welsh defence back. Scotland appealing for a penalty there. Out it goes to Chloe Rowley. Opted not to give the pass, gets back to her feet, and Scotland 10 metres out. The penalty again goes to Scotland as Jasmine Joyce, the Olympian, comes in, but the referee had already said no hands, ruck formed. And a chance here for Meryl Smith just to stab that ball into the corner, and Scotland will have another crack at it from the line out at close range.
Yeah, I think you can see from the body language of the Scottish players there's a frustration building. They've had a lot of possession, and especially in this 22, but resolute Welsh defence has held them out so far.
I understand, yeah.
I'm sure Rachel Malcolm feels a few potentially cynical interventions from Wales, but Scotland have earned a penalty and they'll get an opportunity to go from line out here. We've seen on the last driving maul, just with the new law, that maul can only stop once, it's called once. From then on, if the maul stops again, it's going to be brought back. So we've seen Scotland play away sharp, and something that teams either have to keep that maul moving, or if the referee calls use it, they need to play away pretty sharply.
Just looking up to the Welsh coaching team, Johan Cunningham having been involved since October of 2021. Lana Skeldon, as we said earlier, made her debut in 2011. She's been around a long time, scored 16 tries. Of course, hookers score many tries nowadays just from the driving maul. Scotland's record try-scoring hooker.
A gap, please? Yeah. Good gap? Yeah, thank you.
One of two borderers on the side, Chloe Rowley the other.
Time on.
Some good patching up work done. Back to the action. Scotland take that cleanly in the middle of the line out, and Skeldon goes digging for it. Scotland just inching towards the try line. Again asked to play away. Ciara Bevan sent back, and Mary McDonald has to dig for that. Play away. And Cecilia Tuipulotu spoils possession there, but that was a penalty. The referee playing an advantage. McDonald looks to the left, but instead look to the right, comes back to Christine Belial. And the forwards coming round the corner, Lana Skeldon with the carry. The Scottish forwards running on at pace there. That would have been very difficult for Wales to stop, but McDonald couldn't quite find a pair of Scottish hands, so we'll come back for the penalty.
We have two infringements on the maul. Your number 9 is on the side. Oh, yeah, sorry. And your number 3 touch the 9. Okay? Yeah. So, more discipline, please.
Okay, can I speak some?
Yeah.
Time off.
Yes, it's time off. 10 seconds, please. Is here.
Yeah, I think Ciara Bevan there saying that's me you're talking about with the 9 offside. But yeah, the referee just becoming more aware of Wales are trying to do everything to hold that Scottish team out. There's options round the corner for Scotland.
Ready, Captain?
As you mentioned, Bruce off 9, but Mary McDonald just couldn't quite find the player. It's a good wide carry from Lana Skeldon. That's one thing she does so well, and she's done so well in this game so far, is she carries with footwork, but she carries at such width. It just shortens that defensive line, so when Scotland get round the corner they can find space.
Skeldon again, and it's a similar move to the one Scotland tried over on the far side of the pitch, and this time they should go over the try line. And the referee is on the spot and eventually awards the try. Clever play again by Scotland. Wales set up to defend the driving maul, and they just dropped the ball down to the front, just shifted the point of contact. Nobody there for Wales. Scotland in for their second try.
Done.
Yeah, it's a very similar, if not it's the same play.
Time is
I
off.
think we're going to have a look at this.
Okay, what's your
It's the
observation?
same play
My
from
own
earlier on
decision
where
is
Evie
no
Gallagher-
decision because I don't see a ball. And
Referee
I
just
would like to
checking
check first if the collapsing is inside in goal,
if she can see the ball.
and we check the grounding, please.
Yeah,
And
we'll
check
go
the
for the
grounding.
setup, okay, Rory?
So, yeah, Scotland with a similar play to earlier on. Evie Gallagher manages to slip it to Lana Skeldon, but on this occasion, she just carries, and she carries hard. Her teammates get behind her, and we'll see here whether she manages to get it over the line, get it down.
It's very hard to tell from there. Evie Gallagher took that ball, still 5 metres out. There was a huge amount of work to do.
Done. So
Probably
first,
more
I would like
Welsh
to check
defenders
the
there than I
action
initially
of
thought.
Blue, because for me she runs action forward on the ball carrier.
So the actions of 6 Blue. Yeah, it's whether she's in line or slightly in front, so we'll play it again.
Yeah.
Television match official Dan Jones of the RFU.
I think they're having a look at Rachel Malcolm, number 6, Scotland, just whether she joins legally.
So, Aurelie, from that, 6 is ahead of the ball and impacts on the tackler. Are you seeing that?
Yeah. So the first infringement is a 6 blue.
Yes, correct. 6 Blue has overrun it and affected the tackle.
Yeah. So it's no try and penalty against blue.
I agree.
Yeah. It's no try.
Yeah, it's a good call from the
I
TMO.
explain.
Rachel Malcolm just finds herself in front of Evie Gallagher, which influences the defence, makes it a bit harder
I
for the
explain
Welsh
to
team
you
to...
why, okay? Because in the situation first, it's you 6. Yeah. You go to the front on the ball carrier, so it's obstruction by you first. Okay? So it's penalty against you.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
Yeah, something that potentially wouldn't have been picked up had the grounding been clear, but Aurelie Warlow did mention that she wanted to check the legality of the Scottish Maul, so yeah, it's well spotted by the referee.
Yes, in the olden days, I was going to say that would have been a try, but the correct decision made. It's the beauty of having a TMO. We generally get the right decision. And Wales with an untidy clearing kick from the penalty. And the line out and almost stolen by Sarah Bonner. It's safely in Welsh hands, and Molly Reardon, the hooker. Kira Bevan, and she thinks she sees space up the left-hand touchline, finds Jasmine Joyce, who weaves her way upfield towards the 10-metre line. Good carry by the Welsh left wing.
No.
Another of the Bristol Bears in action tonight. 11 of them in total across the two sides. Kira Bevan just calling forwards round the corner. Penalty awarded. She thought about going quickly.
It's a good carry from Jasmine Joyce Butcher, wasn't it? From deep. She's used to a bit more space on a sevens field, but she showed good strength just to bounce a player and hold her feet. Good leg drive, and she got good yards. Sets a bit of territory for Wales. They've been under a lot of pressure from Scotland in that 22, so I'm sure they'll be looking forward to getting themselves a bit further up this field.
Jasmine Joyce, the only player to be involved in 3 different Olympics for GB Sevens. Back in 15's action for now, and showing all her skills. As the ball heads across towards her wing. Solid defence by Scotland. Kira Bevan decides to put boot to ball and finds space in behind Chloe Rowley, who waits for a kind bounce. And off she goes. Proving difficult to tackle. Not down on the Scottish 10-metre line. Nice tip on pass again as the Scottish forwards combine. Rachel Malcolm taken down.
Ball is out.
The ball was out as Ciara Bevan came racing round the side of the breakdown and puts pressure on the kick. And a chance here for Wales to counter from just their own side of halfway.
Leave it.
Shut down quickly by Scotland. Outnumbering the Welsh attackers for now. Slow ball here for the visitors. Bevan just again goes to the forwards to set up the kick. Threads the ball back.
On the ball. Stay on.
And again just sends that ball high into the Edinburgh skies. That's got better distance on it. It allows Catherine Richards to chase there. The Welsh right wing. Looks like she's taken a bit of a sore one. There's the presence of mind to stay down and not concede a penalty. It's her leg as she hobbles her way back to her wing. Mary McDonald now goes to the boot. Chased by Francesca McGee. Good work by Wales as Rachel Malcolm makes the tackle just on the Welsh side of halfway. Bevan whips that ball out to a pod of forwards. And out to Robin Wilkins. Again uses the forwards in midfield just to hold that Scottish defence, and it just manufactures some space out there on the left touchline. Away goes Jenny Hesketh. Good run by the Welsh fullback, former England under-20 captain. Switched her allegiance to the land of her mother. Bristol Bears fullback. That's a good run.
Yeah, the two 15s go head to head. Chloe Rowley does really well to get back to Jenny Hesketh there. Real pace. It's a tough tackle to make when you're closing the gate as that fullback. There's so much space to cover, and Jenny Hesketh, you know, she had the space to run into it. That's a good cover and tackle. Ciara Bevan really controlling things for Wales when Wales are going well. She's at the heart of things. She's kicking well. She's got really good service.
Back on advantage.
Some repair work to Catherine Richards. The Scottish throw can be taken cleanly, snapped up by Wales. And kick that across field, just one bounce and into touch on the Scottish 10-metre line. A minute and a half left to play in this first half at Hive Stadium. This first of the Vodafone Series internationals. And Wales getting a hand to that. Ball goes loose.
First is knock on wide.
So McDonagh in the line out.
Knock on scrum blue.
Scrum down to Scotland, just the 2 points still between the sides. A try piece, Evie Gallagher scoring 10 minutes into the match. A reply by Meg Webb 6 minutes later. A successful conversion by Bevan.
Yep.
Helen Nelson having missed her attempt. That's the difference between the two sides. It was just a conversion that separated the two sides in the Six Nations. Playkey George yet to appear off the bench, missing a late conversion for Wales. Giving Scotland the win at the Cardiff Arms Park in that Six Nations contest. So one last chance for Scotland in this first half. Mary McDonald, the Exeter Chiefs scrum half. Former Hillhead Jordan Hill player.
Yeah, I'm coming. Yeah, reset here. Great shot, Cecilia. Thank you.
Wales having perhaps just a hint of dominance at the scrum time, forcing Scotland to get the ball away quickly. Evie Gallagher has been exceptional at the base for Scotland. Scored one try, denied another a few minutes ago. And number 8 picks that ball up, feeds it out to Nelson, threads it through. Good work by Jenny Hesketh, evading 4 or 5 Scottish chasers. Weaves her way into the midfield, gives Wales options both ways. If we go to the left, where they're perhaps outnumbered by Scottish defenders. Ball goes loose, no knock on, so hacked off downfield. And it's picked up by Meryl Smith, just weighs up the options at the back. Sends that again long downfield, chased by Chloe Rowley. Meryl Smith tries to keep that in play, but just loses it into touch. And with that, the referee Aurélie Groiselot blows for half-time.
Yeah, it's a frantic finish to the half, isn't it? I'm sure both teams, off the back of their short pre-seasons leading into this game, will be keen to get into half-time, reset, get the messages on, get some fuel on and get back out for the second half. But it's been really competitive, both sides putting a good show so far. I'm sure the second half will give us much of the same.
So half-time then in this first match in the Vodafone series at Hive Stadium. Join us again in around about 15 minutes for second half action. But the half-time score, it's a try apiece. Evie Gallagher for Scotland, Meg Webb for Wales. And it's just that Ciara Bevan conversing the difference between the two sides at half-time. It's Scotland 5, Wales 7. Welcome back to our coverage of this Vodafone series match at Edinburgh's Hive Stadium between Scotland and Wales. Just the 2 points between the sides at half-time. Akira Bevan conversion. Scotland will perhaps feel disappointed. First half, Scotland very much in control of territory and possession, but some excellent Welsh defence. Scotland captain Rachel Malcolm there for a lightning back row. The Wales to get the second half underway. A reminder, our referee Aurélie Guazalo, she's been named on the panel for WXV1 starting shortly in Canada. She'll referee the opening match between the USA and defending champions England in Vancouver on the 29th of September. And Wales send that one down towards the Scotland 22 to get the second half underway. Manny McDonald sends the ball back to Meryl Smith, standing inside the 22. And it's taken by Jenny Hesketh on the Welsh 10-metre line. The fullback has shown up well with the few opportunities that she had in that first half, and then the pick by Gwenllian Purse. And loose head prop. Nice tip-on pass, just finds space in the Scotland defence. Allows Wales to get themselves onto the front foot, race onto the ball, and it's Karen Lake. And Gloucester Hartpury inside centre. 51st appearance for our country tonight. That's been stolen by Scotland and hacked off downfield by Emma Orr. This just about the bounce of the ball. And Francesca McGee gets there first and picks the ball up, touches down. A try from nothing by Scotland, stealing the ball at the breakdown. Emma Orr with the vision to see the space was in behind. And then Francesca McGee winning the race. Still had a huge amount to do. Just hacked the ball forward, picked it up on the run and dives over for Scotland's second try of the night.
Yeah, it's against the run of play, isn't it? Scotland just making a mess at the breakdown. Lana Skeldon the first to react to the loose ball, and it's Emma Orr, the heads up rugby, and then the ability for her to put boot to ball, and then her winger Francesca McGee, just the pace she shows to get to that first, control it as well. It was a tough finish, but she manages to control it, get the ball down. The Welsh start with the majority of possession early on, but Scotland against the run of play go in for a score, and I'm sure that will settle some frustrations from a Scottish point of view. Francesca McGee here just with a great touch, just for it to set up on the line. Well played.
Francesca McGee, Leicester Tigers winger, born in Edinburgh, schooled at Loreto and George Watson's College, played for Watsonians until recently, signing for Leicester Tigers and showing her speed and foot control as well. And Scotland rewarded in the early stages of the first half, and again finding space, this time through Chloe Rolly, and that ball perhaps should have gone to Francesca McGee again. Space was opening up in front of McGee. Rolly opting to keep the ball in hand, and Meryl Smith now tries to weave her way through the Welsh defence. Back to Nelson, Skeldon. And Scotland now leading by 12 points to 7. Conversion was good.
Retreat! Stop!
Again, kick downfield. A chance for Hesketh.
Over.
Kira Bevan just calling Welsh forwards round the corner. Closer to the touchline for the kick.
Use it!
Just taking her time over this, the Welsh captain. Just eyes up the space at the back, and perhaps just slightly too far Alan Nelson able to take that just before the tackle of Jasmine Joyce, and then Scotland win themselves a penalty.
Time off. Okay.
Welsh trying to relieve a bit of pressure. Some good play from Scotland.
It's a poor call. It's a foul play. It's more infringement on the board.
Can I ask you just a question about the box kicking?
Yeah.
So they're blockers in front of the ball and offside every time?
Yeah, I understand. I speak to captain. Thank you.
Just on that, because they're not advancing on the kick.
Yeah.
It's not offside, no? So they're just staying still,
Yes,
they're
please.
not advancing, yeah?
Just it's possible just to play.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, thank you.
It's not.
Call. On the line.
Another discussion between the Scotland captain, Rachel Malcolm, and the referee. Wales with the line out just outside the Scotland 22. Gwenanne Hopkins breaking away. And Welsh forwards now go to work inside the Scotland 22. Well, they replied quickly to the opening Scottish try. Can they do the same in the second half? Molly Reardon, the hooker, with the carry. Slow ball here, Donna Rose. The Saracens prop on now. Anna Skeldon involved in the tackle. Pick and go. Leah Bartlett dragging two Welsh players to deck. And Wales just inching their way towards the Scottish try line. Now they go a little wider. 2 second rows lurking, Natalia John and Gwen Crabb. Another loud blast in the whistle by the referee, and this time the penalty goes the way of the home side.
Yeah, just as Wales looked to be, they were playing with a bit more tempo, they were resourcing their rucks really well. There was a chink of light there. Scotland managed to get in the turnover. Both teams having come out refreshed from half time.
Your line.
Anna Skeldon again with the overthrow. So another chance for Wales. Just outside the Scottish 22. Kira Bevan under pressure manages to get her pass away. And once again, the opportunity goes a-begging for Wales as they concede a penalty.
Yep. Not important.
Yeah, Scotland just doing well to stay in the tackle. Make a mess of the breakdown, which opens up opportunities for infringements. Managed to earn the penalty.
Well, Scotland line out hasn't functioned perfectly tonight. Some movement, and again Lana Skeldon goes long, can't be taken cleanly. Comes down on the Scottish side, but Wales first to react. And again the visitors in possession on the Scottish 10-metre line. Robin Wilkins pulls the ball back to Meg Webb. Wales losing ground. Chloe Rowley in with the tackle on Catherine Richards. And Wales driven back over halfway. A strong carry just to get Wales back in the front foot, but Kira Bevan decides that a kick is the best option. Francesca McGee eyeing up the space in front of her, but Wales shut down the Scottish left wing. They know exactly how dangerous she is now. Scotland happy to keep the ball in hand. Christine Belisle acting as scrum half. Looks like a change at half-back for Scotland. Leah Brebner-Holden in the number 22 jersey, making her debut. Gloucester Hartpury and Cheltenham Tigers player. Featured in 3 games for Edinburgh in the Celtic Challenge earlier this year. She replaces Mary MacDonald at scrum half for Scotland, but it's Wales in possession. Ciara Bevan manages to get the ball out to Gwen Crabb, but again goes loose. Meryl Smith sees space at the back, sends that ball end over end and sends Jenny Hesketh racing back towards her 22. Smith almost making the tackle on the Welsh fullback. Another long kick, perhaps rolled just too far. Well, no, it stops before the goal line, so Robin Wilkins will have to play it. Again, under pressure, gets her kick away, but takes play just outside the Welsh 22.
Some long phases of possession there, and it was possession for both sides. There was a few turnovers, and then it descended into the kicking game. I think it was Meryl Smith with a couple of kicks into space. It stops just short of the try line, which means Wales have to play it. A quick clearance.
When I box kick.
Yeah.
What players are you talking about specifically, sorry?
Yeah.
Pillar.
She's understand, yeah.
Pillar. In front of the ball when she kicks.
Yeah, impossible. No.
Okay.
Line on the ball.
Behind
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll make sure.
Thank you.
Just can I have... Yeah. On our line now, they're killing our tempo. Can you just make sure you're not in the line and we're just going to go?
Yeah, sure. 7! Time is on.
Bethan Lewis, I think, just acting as a bit of a translator there, but the referee just addressing what Rachel Malcolm brought up with the Welsh players in front of the box kick.
Untidy line out again by Scotland, but it has come back on their side. Out to Rachel Malcolm. Driven back in the tackle of Gwen Crabb. Leah Brebner-Holden. New scrum half sweeps the ball out to Lana Skeldon, the Scottish hooker. Nelson, a short pass. And Scotland up into the 22 with Meryl Smith fighting her way out of tackles. Nelson again looks for space herself, slips. Brebner-Holden out now to Fee McIntosh. Alex Stewart comes in to secure possession. Lana Skeldon ducks into contact. Smith again thought about the pass to Chloe Rowley. A good quick ball again here for Scotland, thrown over the top to Corinne Grant, cuts back inside. The Scottish right wing taken down round the ankles, 5 metres out. Scotland looking to build on their lead this time. Sarah Bonner in the second row with the carry. Brebner-Holden out to Leah Bartlett, the Scottish front row, heavily involved in the action. Pick and go, Christine Baliel. Rachel Malcolm now in the thick of things, the Scottish captain. Evie Gallagher in there, an excellent first half. The Scotland number 8, this time it's Lana Skeldon. Repelled by excellent Welsh defence, but now they pull the trigger. Nelson looks to go wide, but then hits Chloe Rowley coming back in field on an angle. The fullback, Emma Orr, that looked like thumped in the tackle. 2 Welsh players on hand, and Wales racing up, not giving Scotland any space at all. Rachel Malcolm hit hard this time. Again they go wider, that's Emma Orr, slings the ball out to Chloe Rowley, and Francesca McGee lurking out there on the left wing, can't take the pass cleanly, and the chance goes a-begging. Francesca McGee thought she was in for her second try, perhaps just took her eyes off the ball, couldn't take it cleanly.
Yeah, it was a pass under pressure, wasn't it? Scotland were so patient in the build-up. Yeah, it's hard one. I think maybe Francesca McGee just takes her eyes off the ball. That one, the space was created, some patient build-up play from Scotland. Leah Brebner-Holden, instrumental in scrum half, just getting that ball away from breakdown. Scotland with some great options close to the line. The Welsh again strong in defence, but patience told, and it created a bit of space on the edge for Scotland. Not able to execute that final pass, but the Welsh defence under real pressure.
Well, Scotland will be incredibly frustrated. They haven't made more of their opportunities. None has been better than that one. Francesca McGee perhaps just looking inside, trying to assess, I think, the speed that the Welsh defence were coming across. That was the space on the outside. Did she have to cut back in field? Forgot about the ball. Still with Scotland. Chloe Rollie, Meryl Smith has been at the heart of everything good that Scotland have done. Corinne Grant out to Emma Orr. Tries to get the hands free, keeps the ball alive. Back into Corinne Grant. Saracens winger born in Edinburgh. Helen Nelson stands and pivots out to replacement in the front row now, Eliane Clark. Brebner-Holden, a long pass to Lana Skeldon.
Sorry.
And Nelson, Chloe Rollie again. Quickly frees that ball out to Francesca McGee. Just flirting with the touchline, comes back in field. Nelson again, almost snapped up by Wales. Alex Stewart, Christopher and Cougars open side, tidies up for Scotland. Back to Nelson again, and Wales racing out the line. And away goes Emma Orr. She's got support outside. Chloe Rollie cuts in, and Rollie will go over for the try. Great work by Helen Nelson, and then Emma Orr, always looking to keep the ball alive. And she found Chloe Rollie. The Scotland fullback goes in for her 21st try for her country. And Scotland do get their score. They now lead by 17 points to 7.
Yeah, the Scottish pressure finally tells. It was Helen Nelson. She just spies that defence shoot up. She plays into that space, and Emma Orr, just her ability to come short on that play off Helen Nelson, give her an option, hits it at real pace, and then feeds it on to Chloe Rollie with a good finish, steps hard off her left foot, and she's got the strength to finish it. Scotland eventually get points for their territory.
It's a nicely directed kick from out wide by Helen Nelson. Missed her first conversion, but accurate with the next two. And that extends Scotland's lead out by another 2 points. Another look at this here. Emma Orr, she's almost down on a knee, but just that awareness of the players outside her hits Chloe Rollie, and that's an excellent try for Scotland.
Yeah, Scotland looking a lot more assured, making good decisions on the ball. Emma Orr, she'll always look to get that offload away, and she gets that just away in time to Chloe Rollie. Rachel Malcolm, the captain's talked about, in the lead up to this game, about the things that this team need to work on, and one of them she highlighted was just the ability to turn pressure and territory into points and really convert pressure in games. So, and Scotland have probably struggled so far, so that will relieve a bit of that for the moment.
Kicked downfield by Scotland, but as she's done all evening, Jenny Hesketh carries the ball back hard. The Welsh fullback, Gwen-Ann Hopkins, pulls the ball back to the player behind, but it's been intercepted by Chloe Rollie. Off she goes again, looking for her second try in the space of 2 minutes. The Scottish fullback proving to be very evasive. Nice tip-on pass by Anne Young to Sarah Bonner. A quick ball here for Scotland. Can be taken cleanly, no knock on. Meryl Smith just spins on her left leg and sends a right-footed kick into touch. About 5 metres or so out from the Welsh try line.
That's great composure. Meryl Smith just to turn, to pivot, to put boot to ball, because often you'll find a loose pass is followed by another loose pass, and it just takes someone to make a good decision. On that occasion, Meryl Smith pins Wales back 10 metres from the line. Interception from Chloe Rowley on the far side. She read the pass well. She read the offload from Jasmine Joyce.
Louise McMillan on now, wearing the 19 jersey for Scotland. Very experienced player, the Saracens captain, former hockey player. Represented Scotland at under 17, under 18, under 21 level. Back it comes Brebner Holden. He's got a very long pass, and that ball just dropped off. And one of the Scottish players running hard towards the posts. Referee playing an advantage out to Chloe Rowley. Good quick hands. Corinne Grant out to Francesca McGee. Wrestled to ground. And Scotland again, 6 metres out. The captain, Rachel Malcolm. Driven forward by Alex Stewart. Brebner Holden. Good interplay between the two wingers. Francesca McGee quickly passing back into Corinne Grant. Rachel Malcolm again involved. Evie Gallagher now first receiver. Well, we've seen her power in that first half, scoring one, denied another from the line out. Round the corner come the Scottish forwards. Sarah Bonner spearheading the Scotland attack now. A pick and go, and there's space just round the side of the breakdown. It was Brebner Holden. The referee saying no try, will come back for the penalty. It looked like Leah Brebner Holden, the replacement scrum half, had gone over the line. The carry there by Sarah Bonner.
Oh, it was close. It was close, and it was Gwennon Hopkins, as she's done on a couple of occasions in this match. Just managed to save her team. Scotland relentless, attacking that Welsh line. Some really nice play, as you said, Bruce, some interplay between the two wingers, which you don't see very often, but Corinne Grant getting across to Francesca McGee off her short side wing.
Leah Brebner Holden going very close to a try on her debut. Replacement Scotland scrum half. Started playing rugby at the age of 9 in Dubai. Her mum Lorna hails from Brora. She was a transitional player in this year's Celtic Challenge. I think I mentioned earlier, made 3 appearances for Edinburgh, showed up very well. It's Eliane Clark on in the front row now for Scotland. Started out life at Dunfermline Minis, now with Bristol Bears. Again, the pick by Gallagher hits Meryl Smith running hard. Chopped down just a metre or two short. Scotland on the attack once again. And that's Louise McMillan. Not long in the field of play. Chloe Rowley again with those dancing feet. Incredibly difficult to deal with as a defender. Skeldon, the remaining member of the starting front row. Scotland still a metre or two short. Wales just strung across their own goal line. Defending furiously, trying to keep Scotland out. Helen Nelson takes the ball to the line. Meryl Smith cuts back inside and over she goes. Almost seemed inevitable. Scotland playing through 2 or 3 phases with the forwards. And Helen Nelson sensed there was space. And she hit her inside centre, Meryl Smith. She's run hard all night. And she goes over for Scotland's 4th try.
Meryl Smith straightens hard, gets herself over. She's showed the whole box of skills tonight. She's had a great game. And she's really grown into this match this second half. She's had some key interventions. She's showed some good hands. She's carried hard when she's needed to. The kicking game as well, and probably no one more deserving of a score. Helen Nelson, the provider as well. Manages to knock over the extra 2.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, Scotland perhaps a little wasteful of their opportunities in the first half. But they've been much more clinical in the second half. Francesca McGee, Chloe Rowley, and then Meryl Smith going over to add to the Evie Gallagher effort 10 minutes into the game. And the home side now firmly in control of this match, leading by 26 points to 7.
Yeah, as I mentioned, something Scotland would have been aware of coming into this match. A real focus for them, but it would also, I'm sure, be reiterated at half-time that they need to make their territory, make their possession count. And in the last 15-20 minutes of this second half, they've certainly done that, which is a real positive they can take.
Jade Kunkel there, wearing 21. The Harlequins captain in number 8. Returns after injury, great to see her back. It's Louise McMillan acting as scrum half, and then Evie Gallagher at first receiver.
Advantage.
Emma Orr couldn't quite get the pass away cleanly in the tackle. Ball knocked on. Wales with a scrum advantage. 17 minutes left to play at Hive Stadium. Wales now chasing the game. Just that one try, 16 minutes into the first half. Meg Webb converted by Ciara Bevan, captaining Wales for the first time. You can see Jade Kunkel there with the 21 jersey on. That's a huge collision.
Just the strength and the power of Jasmine Joyce. Small in stature, but she's got such pace, and just the power she carries into that tackle. I think it was Sarah Bonner that felt the effects there, but Scotland managed to come out on the other side with the ball.
Kunkel packing down at number 8. And Inverness brought up in the Black Isle, their debut way back in 2013. It's with Wales from the scrum, and a crossfield kick. It's nicely judged and snapped up by Jasmine Joyce. Hasn't had too many opportunities this evening. The 3 times Olympian. Wales will have to roll the dice if they want to get themselves back into this game. Ciara Bevan, the captain, scurries in. Ball couldn't be taken cleanly in the Welsh midfield. Just a lack of precision at times. As Kunkel with her first carry. And Louise McMillan, Saracens captain. Scotland just zigzagging their way up the middle through the forwards. Making 2 or 3 metres there. Brebner Holden sends that ball back again to Meryl Smith, who's been used for some of these longer kicks tonight, and that's nicely judged, just staying a metre or so in. Doesn't give Wales many options. Ciara Bevan again will just use the forwards to set up a better angle for the kick. Chasing on this side for Wales. As Bevan sends that over the top of the breakdown. Retreat! Meryl Smith just waiting on that one. Chases her own kick. Chloe Rowley this time. Again, it's nicely judged, just a metre or so in. And he gives Wales one real option. Meryl Smith again. Almost got caught out, but Helen Nelson does well to evade the clutches of the first Welsh tackler. The Scottish vice-captain making 10 metres or so. Corinne Grant, the right wing, popping up on the left. Emma Orr now just dips the shoulder into contact. In come the Welsh hands again. They've been effective at the breakdown tonight, but can't turn that one over. Brebner Holden. Out to Louise McMillan. Very willing ball carrier since she came on the field of play. Nelson in behind the forwards to Meryl Smith. Just weighs up the option, sees space. This could bounce up nicely for Chloe Rowley. Angles back in field, fends off the last tackler, and Rowley will go in under the posts for her second try, Scotland's fifth. Again, wonderful balanced running by the Scottish fullback. And Scotland in full flow now.
Yeah, another good finish, good pace. Trademark from Chloe Rowley, cutting back with the swerve against the defence. She still had a lot of work to do. The axis again of Helen Nelson and Meryl Smith just working the space so well. Chloe Rowley is able to come back in against the defender. Wales are covering hard, but they're chasing across the field. It's good strength, Chloe Rowley, to go over between the sticks.
Nelson again accurate with the conversion from out in front. And fourth successful kick of the evening. Another look at the brilliant running of Chloe Rowley. Nothing the Welsh defence could do there. Thankless task for Jenny Hesketh, her opposite number at the back for Wales.
Yeah, good feet, but also the transfer of the ball so that she can fend with that right arm. Good strength.
Brebner Holden back to Meryl Smith. Can't be taken cleanly, almost bounced into touch. Situation rescued by Wales. And finding grass or artificial turf. Now this could bounce up kindly for Wales. Meryl Smith on hand to win possession for Scotland. Brebner Holden, nice tip on pass by Lana Skeldon. Welsh defence coming forward to meet the Scottish forwards. Brebner Holden has to dig for that one. Nelson skips the pass out. There was space there, couldn't be taken cleanly by Scotland. Ball knocked on. Wales scrum.
Yeah, I think what we're seeing now is Wales defensively, they're trying to solve problems. On that occasion, Bethan Lewis just comes out the line. It doesn't work for Scotland, but I think in the last 15-20 minutes, Scotland have just been able to pick off those gaps. It's a bit all or nothing from Wales defensively. They're feeling a bit stretched, so they're coming up hard and they're leaving gaps that Scotland and the likes of Helen Nelson and Meryl Smith are able to exploit, and that's how they've managed to earn the points they've scored. As Lucia Scott joins the fray, cap 239. Special night for her and her family. Good to see her get the opportunity to pull on the thistle.
Lucia Scott, born in Gloucester, began her rugby career at Bicester Rugby Club in 2008. Had a starring role in Hartpury University's 2022 and 2023 winning Bucks campaigns. Former England under-18 cap. Played a bit of fly half and centre, but has moved to fullback, qualifies for Scotland through her Scottish-born grandparents, Anne and Kenneth Scott. Great to see her taking the field, making her debut for Scotland. Welsh possession at the scrum. Now coming under pressure. Gwenanne Hopkins does well at the base to get the ball away. Blakey George on now for Wales, wearing the number 22 jersey. pass out into midfield. Meryl Smith shuts that down. There's Maisie Davis, another debutant. It's a knee to the deck, and Meryl Smith forced to let go. Wales now playing with a bit of pace. Sian Jones, another Welsh replacement. No release by Scotland. A chance for Wales to set up camp inside the Scotland 22. Can't find touch though. It's hacked off, not very far downfield by Scotland. Just invites the Welsh attack to come forward again as Ciara Bevan scurries in.
Advantage for you.
The referee playing advantage again. So Wales now just looking to get themselves back into the Scotland 22. They haven't spent much time there in this second half. No advantage. McCroom will come back for the penalty.
In front of kicker, 8.
Yeah, a lot of defensive work for the Welsh in this second half. But they're managing to put the Scottish defence now under a bit of pressure, just finding some gaps, inside balls, runners at pace. It's just causing Scotland to infringe at breakdown. That's a good kick that takes them just beyond 5 metres out from the Scottish line.
I don't know.
Rosie Carr, the replacement hooker, hits her jumper at the line out and digs in to get hands on ball, but repelled again by solid Scottish defence. Wales can't get the ball free of them all. It's of course turnover ball. And Scotland will have a scrum just 5 metres or so out from their own try line.
Yeah, Scotland managed to squash that Welsh momentum. Evie Gallagher in the thick of things there with some good maul defence. That's a big win for the Scottish pack.
Just see the backs of the Welsh jerseys there in that pack filled with replacements now. Allow Purse on in the second row. Sister Gwen Leanne Purse starting at loose head for Wales. Early engagement by Wales, free kick awarded to Scotland. And of course you can no longer opt for a scrum from a free kick, so Scotland will kick through Meryl Smith. Well, I do hope that Gwen Leanne Purse was still on the field of play when her sister came on. It'll be a lovely moment for the Purse family. They've become the first sisters to play for Wales since Claire and Louise Horgan did so against France back in 2008. That way comes Gwen-Anne Hopkins, Wales number 8. The two number 8s have shown up well this evening. Evie Gallagher for Scotland and Gwen-Anne Hopkins for Wales.
No ball.
Another strong carry by the Welsh forwards. Alice Martin putting her body on the line. And Maisie Davis acting as scrum half as Emma Orr comes up, just engulfs the Welsh player in the tackle. Back to Bethan Lewis, a blindside flanker. Done an excellent job at the breakdown this evening. Just too high to be taken cleanly by Alicia Butcher's on for her 50th cap. A great occasion for her. It's been snapped up by Scotland and there's acres of space at the back. And Scotland full of energy. Lucia Scott in her first involvement of the match. An excellent chase and tackle. And the penalty goes the way of Scotland, but that all came from the kick and then a very effective chase.
Yeah, it's Helen Nelson that off turnover ball just turns the Welsh defence spots the space in the backfield and executes, but Lucia Scott with a fantastic chase. That's what you want, you put that into the backfield. Fantastic chase to also make the tackle as well. It's a tough tackle to make, and then you've got Corinne Grant, and Jade Conkle's the one that comes up with the turnover. Good to see her back on the rugby field.
Alice Martin hits her jumper. Wales have managed to take that down. You can see the ball in there. Looks like it's in the possession of Rachel Malcolm, so Scotland have to play away. Helen Nelson manages to free the hands. Corinne Grant, and Lucia Scott gives the pass to Francesca McGee, who dives in for her second try. All came from the line out. Crisp passing by the Scotland back division, and Francesca McGee, who'd be frustrated when she dropped that ball earlier with the try line in front of her. Well, she'll feel that that makes amends as she goes over for the second try. Meryl Smith involved. Helen Nelson, they're caught behind the gain line, but did brilliantly to get the hands free to Corinne Grant, working off her right wing. And Lucia Scott, on her debut, gives the scoring pass to Francesca McGee.
Yeah, and it's very similar circumstances, isn't it? McGee will be pleased to go over for that one. It's an unselfish pass as well. Lucia Scott, she gives again the 10-12 access that's just worked so well tonight. Nelson and Smith. It was Helen Nelson that manages to sneak the offload away, creates a bit of space, and then Corinne Grant from her short side wing adds the extra pair of hands. Good execution and good finish.
Helen Nelson could have died with that ball. She was caught behind the gain line, but managed to feed Corinne Grant. Lucia Scott, she knew who she wanted to find, Meryl Smith. Can't be taken cleanly by Jasmine Joyce. No knock on though. Wales left wing charges into contact. And the Scottish players has been hurt in the tackle. Still with Wales, just slightly untidy and losing ground. Helen Nelson, Scotland vice-captain, kicked her 5th conversion. Add the extras to Francesca McGee's try, taking Scotland up to the 40-point mark. Now Wales get some go forward. Ball through for Jasmine Joyce to chase. Scotland get there first. Hack it off downfield, and Jenny Hesketh has looked dangerous every time she's had ball in hand. Alex Stewart takes her down. Wales just trying to keep this ball alive. May well have created some space out there on the right touch line, and they will go in for the try. And it's Nell Metcalf, the replacement, who didn't have much room to work with. She scurried off down the right touchline, and the consolation try for Wales. The game long since gone from the visitors. But Nell Metcalf with their second try.
Yeah, it's fantastic hands by Wales in the lead-up play there. Execution of the pass, tremendous to put Nell Metcalf away down the edge, and she had a bit of work to do as well. It was a really strong finish. It was Rosie Carr, the replacement hooker, another debutant tonight. Just set it off with a great tip-on pass out the back, and then Wales flooding down that right-hand side. Managed to go in for their consolation score.
Conversion is good from Ciara Bevan. Another look at the excellent passing here from Wales. Still had a huge amount of work to do.
Yeah, the forward pack there with some great interplay. Bethan Lewis involved. Do a great job of putting their winger away.
So Scotland 40, Wales 14 as we approach full time at Hive Stadium. To the Scotland players not involved, perhaps see some of them next weekend when Scotland take on Fiji. Away goes Lucia Scott. Thumps into contact on the Welsh side of halfway. Lovely hands by Meryl Smith. She really has been excellent tonight. Eva Donaldson, another replacement. Smith in first receiver, Helen Nelson. Out it goes again to Francesca McGee. Thinking about a hat-trick. Back to Louise McMillan. Smith slings the ball out into the midfield. Can't be taken cleanly though. Ball knocked on, and with that, the referee blows for full time. A much improved second half performance by Scotland. 5 tries to add to the one scored by Evie Gallagher in the first half. And just the consolation try at the end for Wales through Nell Metcalfe. And in the end, a resounding victory for Scotland, 40 points to 14. The first time they've recorded back-to-back victories over Wales since 2005.
Yeah, it was a competitive match. Scotland did manage to pull away in that second half. It became a lot more clinical after half-time. Some great Welsh defence throughout the match. Good to see. 5 debutants as well. 2 from the Scottish side, 3 from Wales. Get these guys playing some test rugby. And as I say, preparation for both teams. They'll go into a second autumn test in the coming weeks, but all preparation towards WXV2. And hopefully, from a Scottish point of view, qualification for the 2025 World Cup. Wales already qualified, but I'm sure from the coach's point of view, it's the road ahead towards the World Cup is very important, and this match tonight, something that they'll both sets of coaching teams will be able to take a lot from.
So 2 tries for Wales, Meg Webb and Nell Metcalfe. So they'll be perhaps disappointed with their first outing since that win over Spain in June. But Scotland with 6 tries. Just that 1 in the first half for the excellent Evie Gallagher, 5 in the second half. 2 for Chloe Rowley, 2 for Francesca McGee, and then Meryl Smith capping another excellent performance for the Scotland inside centre with a try of her own. 5 conversions for Helen Nelson to take the full-time score at Hive Stadium. Scotland 40, Wales 14. I hope you've enjoyed our coverage this evening. Next up for Wales, it's Australia on Friday the 20th September at Rodney Parade in Newport. And we'll be back at Hive Stadium next Saturday for the second match in the Vodafone series as Scotland take on Fiji for the first time. Until then, from all of us here, thank you for watching.